Welcome to the Pencil Bob channel. I hope you enjoy my stories. Please like and subscribe, and hit that notification icon so you never miss out. Now on with the stories.
I never thought I'd be the kind of person to get all worked up over something as trivial as a pool key, but here I am, enraged over this ridiculous situation with my HOA. Let me tell you how this all went down. So, I bought this house about 6 months ago. It's a nice place in a decent neighborhood, and I was pretty excited about it. The previous owner had used it as a vacation home, which explained why it was in such good shape. Everything seemed great at first, but I had no clue the headache that was waiting for me just around the corner. Now I've got my own pool in the backyard. It's not huge or anything, but it's perfect for me. I can take a dip whenever I want, invite some friends over for a barbecue, that sort of thing. So when I found out that I had to pay 2 separate HOA fees, one for the general HOA stuff and another specifically for the community pool, I wasn't thrilled, but I figured it was just part of living in this neighborhood. Fast forward to last week. The weather's been getting warmer, and I started noticing more of my neighbors heading to the community pool. I thought to myself, hey, I'm paying for this thing. Might as well check it out, right? So I decided to ask the HOA about getting access to the pool. That's when things started to get ridiculous. I called up the HOA office thinking it would be a quick and easy process. Boy, was I wrong. The conversation went something like this. Hi, I'm a new homeowner in the neighborhood, and I was wondering how I can get access to the community pool. Oh sure, you'll need to come to the office to pick up a key fob. There's a $100 fee for the pool key fob and a $10 fee for the bathroom key. I nearly choked on my coffee. $110 just to access a pool I'm already paying for? Yes, that's correct. It's our standard policy. I tried to keep my cool, but I could feel my blood pressure rising. I don't remember seeing anything about this in the contract when I bought the house. Is this a new policy? No, sir. This has been our policy for quite some time. I took a deep breath. Okay, but I'm already paying a separate HOA fee for the pool. Shouldn't that cover the cost of access? I'm sorry, but the fee is for maintenance and upkeep. The key fob fee is separate. At this point, I was getting pretty frustrated. So, let me get this straight. I'm paying a monthly fee for a pool I can't even access without forking over another $110? That's correct, sir. I hung up the phone feeling like I had just been punched in the gut. What the actual F? How is this even legal? I spent the next few hours pacing around my house trying to make sense of this nonsense. I mean, I've got my own pool. I don't even need to use their fancy community pool. But the principle of the thing was driving me crazy. Why should I have to pay extra for something I'm already paying for? I decided to do some digging. I pulled out all the paperwork from when I bought the house, hoping to find anything that mentioned this ridiculous key fob fee. Nothing. Nada, zilch. There wasn't a single mention of it anywhere in the contract or the HOA documents I received. That's when I remembered something. The previous owner had given me a physical key when I moved in. I hadn't thought much of it at the time, figuring it was just an old key he had lying around, but now it clicked. This must have been the old pool key. I found the key in a drawer and decided to give it a try. I walked over to the community pool, feeling like a spy on a secret mission. But when I got there, I realized why the old key wouldn't work anymore. They had installed a new electronic key fob system. My old-school metal key was as useless as a chocolate teapot. Frustrated, I walked back home, the useless key weighing heavily in my pocket. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being ripped off. I mean, I'm already paying for this pool that I don't even use. Now they want me to pay extra just to have the option to use it. It felt like a scam. I spent the next few days stewing over this. Every time I looked out my window and saw my neighbors heading to the community pool with their fancy key fobs, I felt a mix of anger and envy. Not because I wanted to use the pool, I've got my own, thank you very much, but because it felt like I was being left out of something I was already paying for. I tried talking to some of my neighbors about it. Most of them just shrugged it off. That's just how it is, they'd say. You get used to it. But I didn't want to get used to it. I wanted to understand why this was happening and if there was anything I could do about it. One evening, I was having a beer with my next-door neighbor, Tom. He's lived in the neighborhood for about 10 years, so I figured he might have some insight. Oh yeah, the key fob thing, Tom said, taking a swig of his beer. That started about 2 years ago. The HOA said it was for improved security or some BS like that. But why the extra fee, I asked. We're already paying for the pool, Tom just shrugged. Who knows, maybe they're trying to discourage people from using the pool. Less use means less maintenance, I guess. That didn't sit well with me. If they didn't want people using the pool, why make us pay for it in the first place? I decided to do some more digging. I spent hours online reading through HOA laws and regulations, trying to find something, anything, that could help me understand if this was even legal. The more I read, the more confused and frustrated I became. It seemed like HOAs had a lot of power to make these kinds of decisions, even if they seemed unfair to homeowners. I even considered not paying the pool portion of my HOA fees. But after reading some horror stories online about people who tried to withhold HOA fees, I quickly abandoned that idea. The last thing I needed was a lien on my house over a stupid pool key. As the days went by, my frustration turned into a kind of stubborn determination. I decided to attend the next HOA meeting. I figured if I couldn't beat them, I might as well try to understand them. The meeting was held in the community center, a small building next to the pool I couldn't access. The irony wasn't lost on me. As I walked in, I felt like all eyes were on me. I was probably the youngest person there by at least 20 years. The meeting started with the usual boring stuff: budget reports, discussions about landscaping, that sort of thing. I sat there, tapping my foot impatiently, waiting for my chance to bring up the pool key issue. Finally, during the open forum, I raised my hand. The HOA president, a stern-looking woman named Barbara, nodded at me. "I'd like to discuss the pool key fob fee," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "I don't understand why we have to pay extra for access to a pool we're already paying for through our HOA fees." Barbara looked at me like I had just suggested we turn the community center into a nightclub. "The key fob fee is necessary to cover the cost of the new security system," she said. "It's for everyone's safety." "But why wasn't this mentioned in any of the documents when I bought my house?" I asked. "And why are we being charged separately for it instead of it being included in the regular pool fee?" Barbara's expression didn't change. The decision to implement the key fob system was made after those documents were drafted. As for the separate fee, it's to ensure that only those who actually want to use the pool are paying for the extra security. I can feel my face getting hot. But we're all paying for the pool already, whether we use it or not. How is this fair? A few other homeowners nodded in agreement, but most just looked uncomfortable. Barbara, however, remained unmoved. "I'm sorry you feel that way," she said in a tone that suggested she wasn't sorry at all. "But this is the policy we've decided on, and it's not up for debate at this time." And just like that, she moved on to the next item on the agenda. I sat there, feeling defeated and more than a little angry. I had hoped that speaking up at the meeting would accomplish something, but it felt like I had just been brushed off. After the meeting, a few of my neighbors came up to me. They seemed sympathetic, but none of them were willing to rock the boat. "Just pay the fee," one of them said. "It's not worth the hassle," but to me it was worth the hassle. It wasn't about the money, although $110 isn't exactly pocket change. It was about the principle of the thing. It was about fairness and transparency. And it was about feeling like I had some say in the community I was now a part of. Over the next few weeks, I couldn't let it go. I kept thinking about it, turning it over in my mind. I even had dreams about that damn key fob. In one particularly vivid dream, I finally got the key fob, only to find out that the pool had been filled with Jell-O. I woke up feeling more frustrated than ever. I tried one last time to reason with the HOA. I wrote a long, carefully worded email explaining my position. I talked about fairness, about the lack of transparency, about the principle of the thing. I even offered to pay a reduced fee if they could justify the cost. Their response was a single line: "We're sorry, but our policy remains unchanged." So here I am, still without access to a pool I'm paying for, still frustrated, still feeling like I'm being taken advantage of. I've thought about selling the house and moving, but I love everything else about this place. Why should I have to leave over something so stupid? I've started talking to some of the younger homeowners in the neighborhood. A few of them seem as frustrated as I am. We've started discussing the possibility of running for the HOA board next year. Maybe if we can get some new blood in there, we can change things from the inside. In the meantime, I'm enjoying my own pool more than ever. Every time I take a dip, I think about that community pool I can't access, and I feel a mix of anger and satisfaction. They may have their fancy key fob system, but I've got my own little oasis right in my backyard. And who knows, maybe by next summer, things will be different. Maybe we'll have a new HOA board that actually listens to homeowners. Maybe that $110 fee will be a thing of the past. Or maybe I'll finally cave and pay for the damn key fob. But one thing's for sure, I'm not giving up. This whole experience has taught me that sometimes you have to stand up for what you believe is right, even if it's over something as seemingly trivial as a pool key, because at the end of the day it's not really about the key. It's about fairness, transparency, and having a say in your community. So here's to hoping for a better, fairer future, one where you don't have to pay extra to access something you're already paying for. And if that doesn't work out, well, I guess I'll just have to host the best pool parties in my backyard and not invite Barbara from the HOA. From the viewpoint of the Homeowners Association, the current policy regarding the issuance of new fobs or keys is indeed justified. However, the fee of $100 for a new fob seems excessive, especially considering the simplicity of the task involved. The primary responsibility of the HOA in this situation is to deactivate the old fob that the previous owner did not transfer to the new buyer. This step is crucial for maintaining security and ensuring that only authorized individuals have access to the community's amenities. Once the old fob is deactivated, the HOA can easily create a new copy for the new buyer. This process is relatively straightforward and should take no more than 10 to 15 minutes of administrative time. Given the minimal effort required, it would be more reasonable for the HOA to charge a nominal fee that reflects the actual cost of materials and labor, rather than a flat rate of $100. By adopting a more customer-friendly approach, the HOA could enhance resident satisfaction while still fulfilling its responsibilities effectively. As a homeowner, I appreciate the amenities provided by our HOA, particularly access to the pool, which is funded through our regular HOA fees. When the community transitioned to a key fob system for pool access, my wife and I were pleased to receive our initial fobs at no extra charge. This thoughtful gesture reflects the HOA's commitment to enhancing convenience and security for residents. However, it's important to note that if either of us were to lose or damage our fobs, the replacement cost would be $25, which seems reasonable given the technology involved. While the pool access is straightforward, there are additional considerations when it comes to other community amenities. For instance, access to the community tennis courts is not included in our HOA fees, as these facilities are owned and managed by a separate HOA within our larger community. This means that my wife and I would need to pay an additional fee to use the tennis courts, which is something we factor into our overall budget for recreational activities. Understanding these distinctions helps us appreciate the value of our HOA fees, while also being aware of any extra costs associated with other community facilities. This seems pretty typical. There are two separate fees so that the residents that use the pool end up paying more to use the pool than the people who do not. It's usually not the entire cost of the pool operations and maintenance, but it does help to offset the costs for people who don't use it. The seemingly high key fees are to limit people losing the key in a friend or family member's pocket and getting a cheap replacement so that both people can use the pool.
I would like to thank you for watching the video to the end. To encourage us to make more videos, please like, subscribe, comment, as well as share. Check out this other video if you haven't already.